One, two, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Let me see if I'm up. Let's check the other phone. All right. So we're good. Oh boy. So your boy Polite, he scammed until oh shit. I just sat down with all the traffic, all the big trucks. All right. Let's try. Let's try. You know what I'm gonna do? Let me turn my headphones on. Might block out some of the noise. All right. Let's see if this blocks out some of the noise. Yeah, that's better. It's better. 7 years and Polite's farewell video he put on his channel that I put in my group chat. If you're already in there, you'll see it. So, Polite made a pre-recorded farewell video. It's in my group chat. Go look at it on Facebook. It's in my group chat on Facebook. It's called Unbiased Sports. Anyway, that was his farewell video, but he was acting like the way he uploaded and the way he titled it, he was acting like it was after the sentence, like he was explaining the sentence, like he didn't know in advance. So I don't know, some weird stuff. But anyway, he discussed some of the details. So he said that it wasn't his idea to go to the mom to take the little girl to a party. He said it was the mom's idea to take a little girl to a party at 2 a.m. I mean, but he never. Okay, let's just go with that. Let's just go what he said first. So he said it was the mom's idea, not his idea, to take the little girl to the party. So I guess upon picking her up, he was already high and drunk. This is Polite. This is his farewell video, where he acknowledged he got to sit down. So he said she was already high and drunk. So he said, and because he didn't, so a long story short, he said because he didn't turn her in, he was a minor who's high and drunk, and her mom did. By technicality, he's responsible for the charge because he was the last adult she was with for the night. He was high and drunk. So now, guys and girls, now you know your state might be the same. If you're with a underage person who's not biologically yours, and they're high and drunk in your presence, and you are driving them or in your home, you need to call the authorities, because if you don't, and the mom doesn't know what's going on with, or the dad doesn't know what's going on with their child, all they know is the child's leaving your house. The last house that child was at was your house, and it's coming. That child's coming home drunk and high. That parent's going to hold you to it. So this is what Polite's saying about himself. Then he goes on to attempt to explain the DNA. So he writes that off as, I guess, just BS. It's just BS. Like, it was just not, the findings were not that. And when they went to cross-examine or at a deposition, asked the examiner, like, how did she come up with semen? When the rape kit came up with no semen, the examiner made herself unavailable. And Polite said him and his lawyers, right, his team of lawyers, they only had a short period of time before the plea to, get asked the examiner some questions. They had a short window. And she made herself unavailable. So by default, he had to just, he had to just stick with, him and his team had to face the results from the examiner in court and before a jury. Okay. So he never explained. So I think that's the bulk of. Okay. So he's clearly blaming the mother. He's blaming the mother. Then he's for lying on him. Then he's blaming the child for being an alcoholic and drug addict, or being a drug addict and that experience with alcohol. Okay, so he's saying, she was brutally, I guess. So he says he's innocent. He doesn't even know. I guess the mom or the daughter, somebody had to mention rape. So he denied all the putting the fingers in the mouth. He said the toxicology or whatever it is. I don't know the toxicology, but they examined. He's saying the rape kit wasn't consistent with those findings. What? Okay. Drink my coffee. I gotta drink it hot. I got it. My dumb stuff got a 20 ounce. I normally get a 12 or a 16. Because I'm walking, I got a 16 ounce, and the baby's ready to go. Little baby son is ready to go, and I ain't drink my coffee. And I ain't able to push him while I'm drinking, while I hold the phone and all that type of stuff. Anyway, according to Polite, he had no sexual relationship with that girl. Okay? 0. According to Polite. He went out the way he came in. He came in by way of the internet, hyping him up. He went out by the internet deflating him. He also went out the way he came in this way. He came in with conspiracy theories. He went out with conspiracy theories. It may be safe to say he's just like his daddy. He always said his dad was Dwight York, who calls himself the pseudonym Malachi Z. York. Okay? So he went out the same way his dad went out, accused of the unthinkable with kids. Okay? Andrew Tate, another clown, another polite type guy. Listen, oralist. Is that the orator? So Malachi York was a great orator, polite, and Andrew Tate. So causation, I don't know how you want to do this. The link we call, I don't know, but I'm starting to see a little pattern here. Those who could say a lot, those no, let me put it this way. Those who use a lot of words but don't say much, they seem to always be tied to sexual allegations. Okay? Those who use a lot of words but don't really say much, they tend to be accused of sexual allegations. Down. Okay. So he acknowledged that he had to sit down because of this technicality, because he was left with a addict, right? Somebody who used drugs. Down. No, down. And somebody who was abusing alcohol. And because he didn't report her, and the mom did, and the mom accused him of being the culprit on how this underage girl became intoxicated and involved with drug use. By default, he was charged. That's what he's saying. I had something else. Oh my God! Right to my tongue. What else did this fool say? Oh my God! It took my tongue. All right. So by default, that's why he ended up being charged. And in other words, so his lawyer's windows, like his lawyer's window, were short. They were closed, like open up very slightly from how much time they had to question everybody during the deposition to get the facts out the way so the prosecution can make a better determination whether he or she should go on with the case. No, down. Oh my God. Coffee done. Get out here. Damn, ain't no trash can around. He's trying to take a pigeon. All right, let's get her to get out of here. Okay, so that was over here. So that was some of his rebuttal. There's one more part that I was just about to address it, but it flew right off my tongue. All right, so cancel that for now. Pause that for now. We're about to start walking home now. So I want you guys to really document. Okay, so I want you guys to do your own journalism, right? And documentation. Wherever you go, wherever you walk, I want you to document either with your phone or some other device or some other way. I want you to come over here. I want you to count how many black women and girls you see. And women do this too, but I know you probably won't. And I want you to determine whether the girl, which is like you might suspect to be under 18, or the woman who should be 18 or older is out of shape or in shape. Okay, that's everybody homework because I don't want to like use my worldview as the only results. So I want you guys to do it and be honest, right? Don't cap either way. But I'm gonna tell you this: every woman I've seen in Wawa was obese, morbidly obese, and the one that wasn't obese, well, actually I seen two that wasn't obese because I went back. I left my phone. I went back to get my phone, so it was like kind of cheap because now I was able to see more women that went inside Wawa. But when I went back to get my phone, there was a black woman who looked like she was in shape. But everybody else was obese. And the only other black woman who was not obese was somebody who would probably call himself a lesbian. So so I'm only focused on black women who are in the dating game that prefers to date men. Like those or potentially. So even like the little girl, if you suspect she's like not in the alternative lifestyle, because she's gonna grow up and be potentially date man, I guess. So that's why they count. But if they clearly look like somebody that doesn't prefer boys or men, no, they don't count. I don't want you to document them. Okay. So I mean that's pretty much all I've been experiencing. When I see people that's like when I go places, either alternative lifestyle or obese. As a side note. So now I'm trying to think, what did Polite say? Polite. Okay, so he said that technicality is why he's locked up, or why he has to sit down and take a plea. Oh, but then he talked about the plea part. Oh, okay, I think I know what I was going to say. So he was caught up on the term sex offender. So he said, I'm not going to take a plea. So he acknowledged he got to take a plea. He said, through this technicality, I got to take a plea. So he said, I'm not going to take a plea if the plea results in me becoming a registered sex offender. So somebody said he's going to register as a non-sex offender registry. So anyway, he was concerned about the plea that he has to take. He don't want to take a plea where he has to register as a sex offender. He said he'll rather just do the light. And I didn't know, man, Florida, if you charged with some child stuff, pedo type stuff, you get life. I like that. Of course, there'll be a Republican state, that will something like that. I don't know, man. The liberals, the blue, like they really like to go hard on blacks. But if you some type of non-black offender, you seem to get so many chances. All right. So you can be all these type of criminals as a that doesn't. So you can be all these type of criminals that doesn't take the seat, or that black folks don't really sit in that seat as a criminal, and those be like not so harsh a crime. But if it's any type of crime where black folks like to sit in and take part in, that's when you're going to see the football years in liberal states. Interesting. So anyway, Polite was more concerned with how he'll be viewed when he comes out of prison. or how he would be viewed when he go into prison. He didn't, well, really out of prison, because he don't want to be labeled as, he don't want to be registering with his picture everywhere. So he was more concerned with that. So he said that he claims that he got those charges dropped. So any charges that says are blank PE were dropped. Any charge that would lead to him registering as a sex offender, he said he got those dropped. And instead, because instead he took the plea on some type of get the words together, some type of involvement with the underage girl getting access to drugs and alcohol. He says that's the plea he took. That's the plea he took, and that's what he's serving time for. So this is why when people say, "Oh man, you only got 7 years to do something like that," usually a state like that, he's 30 for life, 20 for life. He's saying that's why he got 7, because he did not plead to the R blank PE charges. He took a plea for having some type of involvement in an underage girl getting access to and becoming involved with drugs and alcohol to a certain degree. Okay, so that was more important to him, and he felt like that was a victory. He acknowledged that the 7 years is an L, but he's saying the victory out of all this is that you don't have to register. So that is, what's going on with that. Again, he never attempted to explain. Well, let me just first say this. Because I commented on that video. I said, bro, or I ain't say bro, but I'm like, yo, I'm really talking to the chat, not even him, or him too, everybody, collectively. I'm saying it's not, it's rare that a black man get charged with R blank PE, and it's even more rare for a black man to get charged with R blank PE with his daughter-in-law, stepdaughter, or goddaughter. That's even more rare. I said, bro, you got charged with the rarest charge of R blank PE amongst black men. You got charged with that one. The no one. They all no, but this is no because you got the easiest access. The other one, somebody got to pry their way to an interaction with the victim. The latter one, the no one, you already have access to that one. There's some level of trust between you and the victim. You can actually be trusted to stay there and be a guardian to the victim. That's why I said no. And I feel like those types to get even more time than the other no. And I watched so many homeless street interviews from Atlanta, and a lot of the girls that are homeless now on drugs, are revealing that not only were they mole, MOLESTED, or blank PE, not only that happened to them, but the person that did it. In most of their cases, it was the mother's boyfriend, which is a double whammy that's a double L for the women that can't choose a good man. So for one, you have a bad choice in character amongst men because he's a deadbeat, right? He's no good. But then you get the worst of the no good deadbeats. You go get a pedo. So you miss all the signs that he's just a deadbeat, horrible guy. You miss that abusive, whatever, toxic guy. You miss all those signs. But then you also are blinded by the signs of this guy being a potential peddler. You miss all those signs too. Then you miss the early signs of your daughter's behavior to the offenses. Like, you don't even see that. Some of the other cases, it was a relative, uncle or something like that. But most of the women said that it was the mother's boyfriend. One said it was the mother's friend's daughter. So her mom's friend had a daughter who chose the alternative lifestyle, and this daughter had this 11-year-old go down on her. And again, I don't even know how they have all this access, all this free time to do these forsaken things. But these are strong women who somehow dropped the ball. Okay. So there's a lot of studies to be done. But you gotta burn off more calories than you take in. Okay, so this is always going to be the other topic: how to fight, or the fight against obesity. And every obese black woman I've seen had a wig on. That's the type of wig on. And I'm just saying, not that that's so bad. I'm saying that the wig signifies that she cares about, or she is trying to enhance her beauty. Okay? That's why the wig is there. So I'm like, so when does the get in shape enhancement kick in? And it's just really just unbelievable. So some will rather go get a surgery where their life is part of the deal. Like, okay, we can get you fit. We can help you lose a lot of this weight. But there's a percentage that's considered high that you'll die. Okay, no, I don't care. Come on, let's do it. Really? You don't want to think about it? No. I'm already here. Let's go. Okay, you got to sign this waiver. Because, I will ask this question. How many women that you personally performed surgery on that actually died? What percentage, what is your percentage? What is your death to life percentage on this surgery? What is your personal, professional percentage? It might overall might be 30%, but his practice might be 60%. Yeah, majority of women that comes in here die. All this can be avoided. Now look, I'm still walking. All this can be avoided. Just take a simple walk like I'm doing right now. All I put in my body this morning was that cup of coffee. 20 ounce coffee. That's it. I always said, if you want to seriously lose weight, you will adopt the pattern of somebody who you think is fit. If you want to gain weight, you will adopt the lifestyle of those who you believe is got some weight on them. If you want muscles, same thing. You will go ahead and stand behind somebody with muscles. To me, that's just the blueprint. That's always been the recipe. But a lot of us want to reinvent the wheel. Like we can take in more calories than we burn off, and somehow we will not become obese. Somehow, miraculously, we will not become obese. Yes. Some people, be in relationships, have kids, and they were like sort of in shape then. As the kids make up excuses why they ought to gain weight, make up excuses why you should accept it and tolerate it, and then be shocked when you would rather see them, in better shape. Again, I did not have to take this long walk. I mean, it's not. It's a decent walk. It's a decent walk. I didn't have to take this walk. I could have drove. It feels good, for one. Tony. It feels good. It's just healthy. And I also believe that when you put on the calories that you claim you'll just put up with, you'll deal with it, I don't believe that you're comfortable. I believe that affects your attitude and your worldview on life. I believe you become pessimist. I believe you're easily triggered. I believe you're easily annoyed and bothered, agitated. That's what I personally believe when you put on the weight, because I believe you're discomforted. Like when you have a headache, like a migraine, you're discomforted. All the noise bothers you. You're easily triggered. Like, oh, any noise. Hey, please be quiet. Shut the window. So I personally believe if you got weight on you like that, you are discomforted. Everything bothers you, especially something you disagree with. That definitely bothers you. So I'm going back and forth with that and Brother Polite's 7-year sentence. His farewell video that's in my group chat, Facebook, Unbiased Research, he had many moments where you thought he was going to cry. He had many moments where you thought he was about to cry. During his pre-recorded video that was uploaded today, probably from one of his women, to, in my opinion, told as if he went home after the sentence and recorded that today. That's what I think he was trying to pull. So, I don't know how old Maya is, but it looks like she might be It looks like she might be 16. So she would be a whole grown woman by the time Polite comes home. She'd be 23. And most likely she would be experiencing like real, relationship issues. So Polite was free and in denial, and now he's confined and still in denial. He believes that he has no fault. He's going down. He's going to sit down believing he was railroaded into the prison system. And that's why I say to nuts like IBM that says the school to pipeline is true. I might disagree because last I checked, college is school. College is school. So I think I shocked Indigenous black man on the live when I said, bro, college is still school. So are you saying that high school or public school or any type of, grade school and college and extension with the college extension, is that means to pipeline children to prison? So of course, disingenuous black man, well, I have zero respect for it. Like the dude just don't have any ethics or morality. Like nothing about the stand up. They make up excuses to not be ethical. They make up excuses to not stand on it, the truth. To the best of them. They justify like women, like some women, like batter women in the worst way. Some batter women, but like we say batter people. They make up excuses like batter people to justify ill behavior. He got an excuse for all of his ill behavior. Point the finger at the DuPont family for their bad behavior. And then, it's interesting because people that come on the panel of Abide Sports never hold him to his contradictions, his double standards. They love to try to hold me to it, which is, funny to me. Everything's recorded. It's recorded to replay and look back on it, point it out. I can go back to videos where people held me to the highest scrutiny ever. But I can show you those same people tolerating indigenous black men just blatantly lying or blatantly just being incorrect. They're giggling, laughing. It's the high tolerance for his buffoonery. But I make a mistake or say something incorrect or quote the wrong stat, but still everything else, my direction is right. Just maybe bad choice of words or wrong stat or misrepresented something. Oh my God. Everybody's calling in to point that out. And that's pretty much like our culture. Like we protect the pseudos, we protect the pedos, we protect the drug dealers, we protect like the lowest of us, and we drag down or make attempts to drag down people who are, in positions to do great things or potentially do great things. But the littlest, like the dumbest reason, little tip for tat stuff. But you got people who are boldly spreading false news that can really mess up a child's life and decision making. Like these people are they're laughed at and tolerated. You got people who during the height of the pandemic who are dead. They're never coming back. And there was no alternative medicine around. Like there was no jab around. They didn't have a choice. They just caught the virus and died. Okay? They didn't have a choice. Millions of people at this time, millions of people died before a jab was made public or was made for the public. Millions of people died. And during that height, these people are spewing false information about the jab when everything is just fairly new. Like, how do you know? Like, that's kind of what Unc and myself and Sean, Ujah was pretty much saying. Like, how do you know? Like, everything's new. Like, we're learning every day. How do you know, though? You got, like, scientists, like, we're reading the scientists' work. So we don't know, right? And then we don't know because the scientists don't know. But you know? Like, yo, what are you? So now we ask them to source up. It'd be like goofy stuff that they're sourcing, citing. Like, what? This is 20 years old. And this is affecting people's choices in whether, you know, get the jab or not. And all we really did was give correct information behind a jab. So you can make a decision based off that. Like, we didn't want you guys to make decisions on the jab that was based on incorrect information by crazy high school dropouts, or at best a high school degree. We didn't high school diploma. We didn't want you to make decisions based off their propaganda, their information. So we took time from our busy days. We could be doing other stuff, read financial books, but we're reading scientific journals, which are very hard to read. They got their own lexicon. Like, it's very hard to read these journals, especially when we have no recent, education behind, like, biology and chemistry. Like, this is very difficult. We had to buy biology books and chemistry books for dummies just to kind of understand what the hell we're reading. Then it's long as hell. So we got to motivate ourselves to keep reading, to provide you guys with better information, correct, accurate information to make a decision, an important decision like that, because you have to live with your results, whether it's going to be adverse reactions from a jab or symptoms, allergic adverse reaction to a jab, or how your body going to respond to the virus when it becomes a disease in your body. We wanted you guys to make the best sense of yourself. Okay, if the jab goes the wrong way and it does this to me, what symptoms, what adverse effects am I most likely looking at? It's the strongest to the weakest. Then you could look at the virus that turns disease. You could say, okay. Let me look at over here now. If I get exposed to this, what is the worst that could happen from the least, right? Then you got to decide, okay, now on percentage, history of, jabs, how many people, percentage-wise, ever face this worst result? And on the flip side, percentage-wise, how many people, when they just contact the virus, how many people face this worst result? And you could just use HIV, like, just for everything. You could use HIV and chickenpox. HIV, no jab, it turns to AIDS, you're dead. HIV, you get some type of, well, there's no jab for that. But what I mean is alternative medicine. If you take medicine from the same pharmaceutical companies that produce the jab, if you take their medication, your HIV doesn't go, your white blood cell count doesn't drop where you are dealing with full-blown AIDS. You're just in the HIV stage, which you can live a productive life. Now, medication for HIV is so good that you basically don't have it because you can't transmit it. You become undetectable for any test for it. Yes, it's like you don't have it as long as you take your medication. All right. So history shows you the choices. The differences between the choices. Look at chickenpox. I had it. Most people, I'm gonna say, my age or 10 years younger probably had chickenpox. Now on the flip side, I'm gonna say most people 20 years younger than me, definitely 30, don't know what chickenpox is. Medication. So if you go ahead and say, you know what, I'm not gonna get the jab, the chicken pox is just gonna get lucky, try not get it. Like your chances is very slim. Like, you're not gonna get it. Or you can say, okay, if I get the jab, what are my chances not to get it? It's like almost 100%. Like how many people? Like I said, just ask the kids. Ask kids 17 and down. What? 19 and down. Teenagers and down. What is chicken pox? Have they ever had it? They'll say no. That's another thing you can. That's another poll you can take. So jabs and alternative medicine has been proven to be more effective and a better choice than the actual virus and disease itself. But and you got people like you got high school dropouts like Light, like Atmos, he's a high school dropout. Like you got people coming to you admitting up front, the high school dropouts. Elijah Muhammad, no education, third grade education, and these guys are campaigning to be. They're campaigning to be in the seats to direct your education. Third grade, ninth grade, seventh, eighth grade dropouts are campaigning to be in the seat to direct your education. I wonder if young Farrell ever graduated. Like, did he ever say graduated high school? Or did he say dropout? I don't know. But all these guys got these institutions. With little to no background of education. Anyway, I'm going to end this one because I'm pretty much home. A nice little walk. And I'm going to be able to go live on my computer. And I'm going to show some clips with Kevin Samuel and women. And anybody want to join the panel to have this discussion? Cool, but we're going to talk about, it all. Discussions can extend. We're going to talk about marriage, nuclear homes versus single parent homes, marriage versus unmarried, parenthood versus no parenthood, children versus childless, childrenless, the big, and it can extend all the way to birth control, abortions. It can go there. Like that's not off subject. Like that's all within the confinements of the subject. Okay. That's CP. We don't want you to talk about. We don't want to go too far from that. Relationships. It can the furthest we'll go is like education and politics. Like you can't go any like that. That's like kind of chasing. So we deal with education and politics. That's the limit. Like nothing outside of that. All right. So let me end this live.